It's why more and more Americans, even those on the left, can plainly see now what is happening on our southern border is a crisis of massive proportions, especially border state residents. Let's check in now with Newsmax correspondent Logan Ratick, who is live for us on the border between Mexico and Columbus, New Mexico. Logan, what's going on down there?
Grant, this might have been the most shocking experience out of an eye-opening trip for us. We took a tour of the Johnson family ranch today, and Russell Johnson was the one who gave us the tour, and he's a former CBP agent, spent time in that agency from 2011 to 2016, and he was showing us gaps in the wall on his property. Now, there was no wall on that part of this border with New Mexico and Mexico for quite some time until President Trump came in. From April 2nd until January 20th, they put up over 13 miles of wall. But out of the 8 miles of border on the Johnson property, 3/4 of a mile are without a wall. So that's leaving a gap for illegal immigrants to come through. He's seen MS-13, and on Monday, 40 illegal immigrants came across the border. And that's because CBP saw them on camera, and they apprehended 15. So even though we're in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert, people are still making this dangerous journey to cross the border. They don't need the Rio Grande or a nice valley, and this is presenting a huge concern for the Johnson family. And Russell Johnson's not even taking his kids out anymore to take a tour of the ranch because he fears for their safety as to who they could run into.
Well, when you're seeing gang members and even just adult males crossing, you fear for your family and them encountering this stuff on the ranch, and it's getting to the point where it's happening at our homes, too. My parents had an individual walk up to their house a couple weeks ago, and he never came and knocked on the door. He was poking around and looking at different things. So we finally had to confront the guy and tell him to leave. And it took Border Patrol an hour to respond to that event. So with limited resources, limited communications, it's getting to the point it's pretty dangerous.
And these individuals are primarily single adult males. They're even wearing black face masks in camouflage, carrying backpacks. But the Johnsons have also had the experience of people stealing their cattle and bringing them back to Mexico. And then there's another situation here, Grant, that was the most shocking aspect of it all. There was a rope hanging over the fence. They also found that on Monday. So it shows that not only are illegal immigrants sneaking through the gaps, but they're also climbing over the wall, showing that even a 14-foot wall may not be effective.
As important and tragic as the unaccompanied minor situation is in El Paso and in southern Texas, that is not the only thing that's going on the border right now. All of that is overshadowing the criminal element that's coming into this country through these rural areas. That's not being covered like the unaccompanied minor and family unit situation is.
Is there anything you want to add while we have you, Russell?
Well, our legislators and our federal government, the president, they need to fix this situation because it's only going to continue to get worse.
Now, on April 12th, members of the House Oversight Committee, Republicans, will be joining a tour, and they'll be looking at the Johnson Ranch to see what I saw today. And Grant, this was mind-boggling. The river's a problem, but the wall's not even doing the job.
Yeah, well, certainly, Logan, I appreciate your work down there. It is, as you said, eye-opening stuff. Thank you so much. And folks, when you look at Logan Ratick's video there and you think about what's going on the wall, it is amazing to me to see the rope. I promise you this, though. It is slowing them down. So nothing, and I promise you this, nothing will ever be 100% effective. But you try getting over that giant 15, 20-foot wall compared to the barriers you saw next to it, one is going to be a lot more difficult than the other. They need to complete it. Joe Biden needs to get